Cool. Just a quick heat check real quick. What have we learned so far? Like throughout the day? Whole day, what have we learned so far?
Plan.
Have a plan.
You have all the great ideas you want, but you need to have a plan.
That's real. How many people have a plan? What's your plan?
My plan?
Yes.
Well, my plan right now is to, like we were saying earlier, I'm like one of those people that like helping people or whatever. So my plan right now is I want to add much as value to people as I can through, it's not just something I'm thinking of, I actually have a system on how I want to do that.
How? Share it with us. Teach us.
I don't know if I want to go too much in detail about it, but I'll tell you something that I'm doing right now. Like, I guess I'll tell y'all, I'm working on writing my first book right now.
Okay.
So I want to release it next year.
Why you want to tell us?
Huh?
Why you want to? You know what I'm saying? Why you want to tell us you write a book?
I got to look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
For sure.
You talk to one person and made you
never make
that mistake again.
I'm working on writing my first book right now, and I want to.
I'm sorry, you're working on writing your first book, or you're writing your first book?
Well, I'm writing it. Yeah, I'm writing it. I got you saying I'm writing it.
I don't know if we're working on writing it. You know how some people like, yo, I'm working on my plan, and you're like, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
What actually are you working on?
I've already been writing it. Like I
Good.
write it every day. Like I take time out my day and actually start writing it. So that's part of my plan right there. I take time out my day every day, make sure I write something in part of my book. If it's in the morning time or at night before I go to bed, I gotta write something.
Good.
So I want to release it next year, but I have like one thing that I'm working on right now is like building my audience. I don't even got the book out yet, but I want to have an audience for the book before I release the book, instead of just waiting to write the book and then I'm like, all right, who's gonna buy it? Who I'm gonna sell it to?
All right, what's the book about?
It's basically about me growing up and stuff that I wish I would have known beforehand. I think can help students, stuff that I've been through that I think it can help a lot of high school students, even college students, just young adults make the right decisions that they should make before they get out of high school or out of college and stuff like that, and not stuff they should know and stuff they shouldn't do.
Okay, got you. So these generally like high school students?
Yeah, that's really my target audience, kind of like high school age range.
Okay.
I feel like that's the part of my life where I make the most mistakes.
Gotcha. Okay. Sound like a good plan? Yeah. So what are we going to do with the book?
So what do I want to do?
What are we going to do with the book? What are you going to do with the book?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, once it's out.
What you mean?
What are you going to do with it? On the L, to level up, it was leverage, right? Leverage. So,
yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, I want to. I was trying to figure out what you were saying, but I want to, kind of take the avenue where I go to high schools and actually talk to students about the book.
Good.
So they should understand, why they should buy it, how it should help them, how it would add value.
High school students don't got no money. I'll tell you that right now. High school students don't have no money. I'll tell you that right now.
High school students got money. They don't know they got money. I had money in high school. I was just spending it on the wrong thing. So they got money. That's going to be in the book too. High school students got money. There might be a chapter. High school.
Look, I'm in high schools every single week. They ain't really got no money. And if you're trying to build your business centered around high school students paying you money, it's going to be an uphill battle. Like, think how many people. So in 9th grade, how many people had a job? Okay, good. Hands down. Would you have taken your money and bought a book with it though?
Negative. That's the problem right now.
Right.
Not for them.
Right, yeah. No, that's a problem for you. That is your problem, my brother.
That's why I wrote the book.
So, but these are the kind of conversations we have to ask. So write this down if you're taking notes. Ask yourself why. Everything you do, ask yourself why. Why? Why am I doing this? Why am I going to do this? Why am I going to do this?
But I want to say this.
Yes, sir.
Not just for high school students, but like your early 20s though.
Okay.
Like, all my mistakes, period, or whatever, where I made, it was still, young mistakes or whatever.
Gotcha.
Just coming off the top of my head, like I said, I just feel like it was high school students and college students.
Good. Take this note. Never come off the top of your head. I'm sorry I'm using it as an example, but it's going to stretch you.
No, I'm learning though.
Yeah. Never come off the top of your head. Be very, very intentional. Success is very, very intentional. Very intentional. Imagine, Rob, we came from We came from Memphis, so we went from Atlanta to Memphis, back through Atlanta, back to South Carolina. Mississippi, yeah. It's so funny. We got pulled over. This was like 1 in the morning. We got pulled over. He was driving. Guy says, he was like, you know, where you coming from, whatever. I stopped you because you were driving in the left lane, but you got to drive in the right lane unless you're passing somebody. Y'all heard that already before, right? So a cop pulls us over. Get out the car. The guy says, well, all right, I'm going to give you a warning, but I'm going to need you to step out the car and then come around because you're on the side of the road, right? So Rob is getting out the car, and me and Brandon like, yo, don't get in the cop car, bro. Don't get in. Trust me. He's like, Brandon's like, yo, I'm going to record it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. It's 1 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And that cop ain't look like us, right? So crazy. And I don't even know why I told this story. This don't got nothing to do with nothing. But he gets out the car. They're talking for a little while. And Rob's like, hey, Dave, come here. And I said, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? He ain't asked me. Don't try to get me into that. So he said, hey, come here. I get out the car. He's like, hey, cop needs a book. I was like, cop needs a book? He's like, yeah, give him a book. The guy's like, yo, that's great. I think I've seen you somewhere before. I'm like, goodness gracious. Now, I don't even know why I told that story. I don't know where we were going. Oh, we're talking about traveling. You talked about Mississippi, threw me off track. What if going to Mississippi, we said, we're going to go west. We're going to go west. Now, we're coming from Atlanta to Mississippi. We say, you know what, Rob? We're just going to drive west. Where would we end up?
Not in Mississippi.
Yes, we will go back to Mississippi.
Where will we end up?
California.
We can end up in California, Arizona.
Texas.
Take this note. If you don't have a clear destination, you may end up somewhere you don't want to be. We got to be clear on it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, let's not come off the top of our head. We got to get a clear destination. Now, Rob, coming from Atlanta, what if we said, Rob, we're going to Mississippi? Where will we end up?
Coming from
Atlanta. If we say, yo, we're going to Mississippi, where will we end up?
which way are we going?
To Mississippi.
Mississippi.
We'd end up in Mississippi.
That's our destination.
The problem is you don't know where you're going. The ultimate goal. So, when I dropped my book, it wasn't so I can drop the book and then go to high schools. My ultimate goal is to build entrepreneurial colleges for kids. I know to build entrepreneurial colleges for kids. And this is like when I first started my brand, Sleepless for Suckers, years ago. I said, you know what? I want to teach kids entrepreneurship. So my ultimate goal is to build entrepreneurial colleges for kids. I know to build this entrepreneurial colleges for kids, I would have to at least learn kids. I got to figure out a way to communicate with them. I have to get into the schools and practice every day. So I created this thing called the Black Wall Street High School Tour, where we bring black business owners to the schools to talk to the kids. We go to 1 to 3 schools per week, and I get a chance to practice every single day talking to kids. I'm not saying, oh, I just want to go talk to kids. I think we'll start the tour so we can talk to kids. No, I have an ultimate goal to build entrepreneurial colleges for kids, and a prerequisite to that would be to get into schools somehow. Right now, am I getting into schools? I'm writing a book because I know it's going to create some leverage for me to continue to speak and create my, build my craft, build my brand, get my message out there, teach simplistic skills. And the book is being enjoyed by both adults and kids, same information. I had to write a book that's simplistic enough to help kids, but also adults at the same time, and that's what it's doing. That's why I wrote it that way. I got white pages and black pages. Why? I got to make it entertaining. I understand that kids these days, their attention, forget kids, people's attention span is about this big. So I have to flip black to white, black to white, black to white. Anybody see my entrepreneurship one-on-one videos? Black to white, cut, black to white, clip, music, changes, because we need people going. I'm so mad. I was talking about this in the car. Remember back in the day, a good Nas song. It was hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, verse. Now you get 2 verses. I'm like, yo, where's my 3rd verse? I need my 3rd verse. Like, you remember the 3rd Jay-Z verse. You was like, yo, I'm waiting for that one. They don't give it to us no more. Listen to Drake's songs. It's like 2 or 3 songs in one song because he understands ain't nobody really going to hear the same hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, verse. I got to keep it going for people. Very intentional, the black and white pages. Short chapters, because I know when I read, I got to get to a stopping point. Before I read any chapter in any book, I flip to see how long this is going to be. Every chapter is 3-4 pages, max. Very intentional. Because my ultimate goal is to build entrepreneurial colleges for kids, so I have to be able to teach these complex ideas very simplistically. I go into schools and I tell the kids, yo, what's the best age to make money? And my goal is to let them know, yo, you can make money right now. Everybody can do what I do. Anybody, can I see that book? So I wrote a book with my story in it on how I went from going from my job to my dream. It's been teaching people how to make that transition simplistically, how to go from your job to your dream, right? A lot of it is my story, the things I've learned through the process of, trying to build a business, the marketing, branding, things that work, things that didn't work, the mindset shifts, right? I'm just teaching my experiences. And I ask the kids, and I'll ask you guys the same thing. Does everybody have a story? Yeah. You got a story? Imagine if Spike Lee was going to sit down with you and write your story out. With all your ups and downs, your pitfalls, it'd be a blockbuster sell. How many feel like that? If you sat down with a master producer, if you learn my story, get Denzel to play me, or somebody, you feel me? Or some notable actor, my gosh. Blockbuster. And I'm trying to tell the kids, yo, you just write one. Just write your story down. And here's the dope part. People will buy it just because you're young. Let me walk into a school where a kid wrote a book. Right. I don't care what it's about. If a kid came up to you and said, yo, I just wrote this book, anybody in this room, how many people will buy it? I don't need to know what it's about. You wrote a book. And I'm trying to teach the kids the value of being young. You got to sell that now. I need you to write something now. It don't cost you nothing to write it. Pre-sales, pre-sales, pre-sales. One more time.
Yes, sir.
How much money does it cost to write a book? Anybody know? Any of my authors in here? How much? Do you know how much it costs to produce a book? Write that down. Find out how much it's going to cost. Intentional, right? Any authors in here? I got some authors. Somebody wrote a book in here. I've seen a whole bunch of books. Around about?
She just finished her book.
You finished your book?
She hasn't learned. It hasn't been edited or anything.
Okay.
Published.
Find out how much it's going to cost. So it cost me. This book was about printing 1,000 books was $3,500 or so, $3,500 to write the book. I mean, to print the book, to print 1,000 copies, right? To write the book was nothing, right? A couple $100 to edit, whatever. Came out about $4,000 to get the book done and 1,000 copies. Y'all follow the story? What I did was I had someone create the cover and then I sold the cover. Pre-sales. I said the book is about to come out. That's why it's very important for you to be writing this book, and every crowd you're in front of say, yo, I'm writing a book, so that next month when you post a picture of 4 chapters down, the people in this room will remember, oh, I remember you was talking about you writing your book. And I need you to take people along this journey, take people along this path, you writing a book, so that once it drops, you can say, yo, the book is almost out, you can buy it now. Oh, I've been following you for a year, you can pre-sell 200 copies. So I pre-sold 200 copies of a $20 book. How much is that? 200 copies of a $20 book. $4,000. How much does it cost me to print up 1,000 books? $4,000. About $4,000. I sold the book before I even had the book. The book wasn't even done by the time I started the pre-sale process. So I took y'all $4,000, took that money. I shouldn't have said it that way. Y'all feel used? I took y'all money, printed the books, gave away my 200 that I promised people from their pre-sales. I had 800 left that I can sell for $20 a piece. And I'm telling the kids, yo, you can do that same process. So I'm working on my simplistic teaching style. Why? Because I want to build an entrepreneurial college for kids. I'm not just driving west. I'm saying, yo, I want to go here. Right. Now, most of you are confused what to do right now because you don't know where you're going later. Rob, it cuts out the guesswork. If we know we're going to Memphis from Atlanta, what road do we hop on?
20 West.
We hop straight on 20 West. There's no guesswork. The problem is you don't know where you're going. So you're like, all right, what step should I take? Where should I go? Should I do a website first? You don't know where you're going first. There's no guesswork in what road to take. We need to hop on 20. It will dictate everywhere you go as long as you know where you're going next. Does this make sense? Cool. That ain't had nothing to do with my presentation. That was freestyle. So the making of a movement. Can we can y'all be able to see that?
You said don't go off the top of your head.
Right, so this isn't necessarily the top of my head. I do this every single day. Right? I do it every single day. Y'all think I'm doing these Facebook Live videos to entertain y'all? Absolutely not. I'm practicing. Right. Every single Monday. I've done, people are like, okay, why did you do a call for free every single Monday? We've done over 100 of them. Do you know I have 100 pieces of material? It's the goal. I need to be a better speaker. And the reason I'm going to be a better speaker than most people is because I practice way more than you. I set it up that way. I'm like, I don't care who jump on this call. I set it up at midnight, knowing most people aren't going to be on the call at midnight. Well, that's less people for me to mess up on. But I do it consistently. We ain't miss a Monday yet. 100 weeks. Now, I knew this day would come. That I'd drop a coaching program. Right? I drop a coaching program, and people be so hooked on these calls, these free calls, every single Monday, that some of these people who are on this call every single Monday will join my coaching program because they like, oh my gosh, it helped me grow so much. You're taking it from a free platform to this other platform. Well, how much does it cost? You've given more than $3 a day value. Our coaching program is $100. $100 a month. I can guarantee growth. And it's not about the money because like they were talking about, their coaching programs are way more expensive than ours. Like it's $1,000 coaching programs, and it's valuable. It's valuable. Trust me. And here's the dope part. At $100, so you're one of my clients, right? At $100, I only get about 25% of it. Guess who makes just as much money as me? Brandon. Brandon gets 25%, my boy Jamel gets 25%, and Janae gets 25%. They're like, David, why are you doing all the work? Well, if we are going to build a movement, I need people winning around me. I need people winning around me. And there's going to be some people say, look, you get 10%, everybody else get 10%, you do all the administrative work, you do all the video work, and I'll make 60%. Well, that's one philosophy. But I understand, if people are winning around me, I can't fall. I can't. We're going to split the money, all of us, evenly. I'll keep building the brand. You just make sure my videos are good. Janae, make sure did you talk to me on the, it might have sounded like it was coming from me, but it came from Janae when you registered. They set up the schedule. I get to just go in there and speak, do what I do. Everybody's just as important. This is going to tie straight into the making of a movement. Say the making of a movement. Let's go to the next slide. All right, y'all not going to fall asleep on me, right? Okay. Black Wall Street, the Black Panthers, Ku Klux Klan, and FUBU. What do all four of these things have in common? A movement. They're all movement. Next slide. Black Wall Street, most successful black economies in American history. Over 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private airplanes, 1 hospital, 1 bank, its own school system. All these people came together to create a what? A movement. That's pretty cool, right? Did y'all know most adults don't know what Black Wall Street was? No, super cool story. So early 1900s, it was a black community with all black-owned businesses. This guy named W.E. Gurley goes into this area and says, I'm going to buy up all this land, and I'm not going to sell it to anybody that ain't black. We need to build this economy. We need to build this area. It's going to be all us. All us. Now, I haven't dug into the story like I need to, but I don't know if he said, hey, you can start your own business, or it was by design, saying, okay, listen, we are going to need a grocery store, we're going to need a bank, we're going to need a restaurant. I need you to open up a hair salon, okay? I need you to open up a nightclub. I don't know if it was like that. But those are the kind of things that go on through my head, like, how did this movement start, right? So, good. The movement was black ownership and collective success. So we turned this into a whole movement out in Atlanta called the Black Wall Street High School Tour, where we bring black business owners to the schools to talk to the kids about entrepreneurship. 1, I teach entrepreneurship. 2, I wanted to create a movement. And remember, my ultimate goal was to build entrepreneurial colleges for kids. So I had to figure out a way to get into the schools. So about 3 Februaries ago, because I knew it was Black History Month, and every high school in the country is looking for a Black History program, perfect time to get into the what? Schools. This is by design. Why not start in February? Genius stuff, ain't it? I know. Keep going. The Black Panthers expanded from 6 members in 1966 to more than 10,000 by 1970. So the issue was a lack of education and inequality in the black community sparked a movement, right? It's so dope, man. I think it started from us in the community. We just didn't know our rights. And, Huey P. Newton, one of the founders of the Black Panthers, he went to law school Right? I think I was looking at his story. He said he went to law school so he could learn the laws so he could be a better criminal. Guy's a genius. Real talk. Like, he wanted to figure out how to break the law. He's like, I'm just going to law school and figure it out. But then he created this movement and started teaching everybody about the laws, right? Now, what does this look like? Like, what do y'all, like, everybody wearing the same thing, black jackets, the little beret.
Like a team. Soldiers.
They look like soldiers. That's a movement. Yo, if you see like 20 of them walking down the street, that's a movement. And there's people outside like, yo, I need to get one of them black jackets. It's part of the movement. I'm sure that was by design. Yo, everybody wear black. That's what we do. Part of the movement, the aesthetics. Let's go to the next one. Ku Klux Klan began in the late 1800s to overthrow the Republican state government by restoring purification in American society. Watch this. At its height, the KKK grew to 4 million active members. Like it or not, is that a movement? Yeah, 4 million people involved. It's pretty dope. Next slide. FUBU, the movement appealing to people of color by people of color. This movement was so strong because what did FUBU stand for? For us, by us. The movement was so strong, there was people that wasn't even us wearing the clothes. You ain't never seen a white guy with a FUBU joint on. You like, I ain't mad at you, but you know that it's for us, by us. It's so strong. 4 guys started the brand in 1992. At its peak in 1998, the brand grossed $350 million in revenue and eventually became a $6 billion brand. A movement. Write this down, cohesiveness in a movement. Cohesiveness, because I studied the fashion thing. And what I found out was, y'all remember, how many of you are old enough to remember FUBU? Like that whole movement. Did you have a FUBU shirt?
I sure did, yeah.
What did it look like?
Big red shirt with the FUBU on it.
Was it the jersey?
The jersey.
It was the jersey with the 05 boy, right? Yo, so let me tell you about the decline. Right? This was, I guess they was into the heat of it, but when it really exploded, everything had the FUBU logo on it. Everything. I mean, it was like a red shirt with the FUBU logo on it, small logo, big logo everywhere, a hat with the logo on it. It was either that or that big FUBU jersey, right? They had 2 joints to identify. Their decline was when they started going into that platinum FUBU with the, what was it, Fat Albert? Right? If you study it, right, that's when it started to decline because the consistency was no longer there. So the way we started to win with the brand Sleepless for Suckers, we used to put that big logo on everything. Everything. Even if the design changed, they'd identify the Sleepless for Suckers brand by that same logo. And a lot of times you might drop the average to awesome, then drop something else that says something else. Now if something else says something else and he's wearing it, even if it's the same brand, me as a consumer, I can't identify that it's all coming from the same brand. Because sometimes we just jump too far out there. I need you to go with that fit-in joint until everybody knows what that means. And us as the business owner, we start, and I'm just talking to the clothing designers, I'm going to get to y'all as well. But us as the business owner, we're tired of our logo. We're the only people tired of our logo. Because we see it all the time. But there's 7 billion people. Like you done sold your service or your product to 100 people like, oh, everybody's tired of the logo. Everybody's seen it. 100? There's 7 billion people. I need you to stick on that thing. So a movement requires 3 things: a cause, a story, and an action. A cause, what is wrong? What is wrong? This could be product, service, whatever. What is wrong? What is the issue that your movement is going to solve? Somebody help me out. What is the issue that your movement is going to solve?
Off the top, like.
Off the top, yes.
Yeah. Well, my gap that I found in the fitness industry was that everybody relies on supplements. Everybody, even people that are coming into the fitness industry that just want to start working out. They'll come in. I worked at Academy Sports for a while, and they'll come in and they'll ask me. I mean, I'm a big guy, so they'll ask me like, "What supplements do you take?" automatically, instead of saying, what workouts do you do? Well, they'll automatically assume that I play football instead of just saying, oh, this dude goes to the gym.
It's racist, ain't it?
Yeah. I'm
You
just
think
like,
black guy got to play football? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't be a doctor?
Right, exactly. I can't just be a doctor that lives. So that was my gap. I was just like, yo, like, I'm tired of people using supplements. I never used a supplement in my life, and I can do everything that somebody that uses supplements does.
And what is the issue with the supplements?
It's not long-term healthy for you in the long term.
And what are some of the risks?
There are side effects that can happen to you that it might not happen to somebody else. You know,
Give me some specifically.
Like pre-workout causes like almost like a hearing effect. Like you feel like you're itching all over your body and you'll start scratching.
Gotcha.
Some people, they'll start scratching. Like I saw somebody that was scratching so hard right here that they literally started to bleed here after taking pre-workout. It has like 500, most of them have like 500 milligrams of caffeine in it. And I mean, that's not healthy at all.
That part of just him talking about the cause and what's wrong, doesn't it make you more interested in what he does? So I don't want to scratch. I don't want to scratch till I'm bleeding. Heroin? I don't do drugs. Right? So we have to hone in on being able to talk about what is wrong. Okay? We have to figure out what our problem is solving and be able to talk about that. Make sense? Why? Why do anything about it? So, I mean, we understand what's wrong, but like, why do people not need to take supplements? Why are you doing something about it?
This is not like, I mean, people look at it like it's a phase for the most part. It's something you want. It's a lifetime goal. You want to be fit for the rest of your life. I mean, we're all going to die. We're all dying right now. I hate to say it like that, but we are. But you can extend the process, aside from like tragedy, you can extend the process by not taking supplements and doing it naturally. Statistically, years ago, before supplements were even like in the picture, like people were living longer because they were naturally building their bodies.
That's a reason to do something about it, right? That's even a reason for people to join the fight, right? Other fitness trainers who do use supplements, you can probably bring them into the fold on your particular movement because you're talking about what's wrong, you're educating people on what's wrong, and you're talking about why we need to do something about it. Now, how are we going to fight it? And these are the questions we have to ask ourselves, okay? We're not just talking about fitness. I'm talking about your brand. I'm talking about your movement, your idea. Like, why, Dominic? Like what's wrong? How are we going to fix this? So I'm talking to people about the schools. I'm like, yo, these kids have no idea that there's any other options outside of selling drugs, making it to the league, or getting a job. This is what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to bring black business owners to the schools to talk to the kids about entrepreneurship because seeing is believing. If I can get these kids to see 20 black business owners, they can believe, my God, one day I can do it. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do a school a week. We're going to do a school a week. Listen, I know if you're an entrepreneur, you work 7 days a week, I need you to take one day, a few hours, come to the school with me, okay? Because I promise you we can combat this. These are the people that's going to be taking care of your children. This is how we're going to fix our world. This is how we'll make America great again. Pouring into our youth. Is this making sense? Yeah. So I need y'all to answer these questions for yourself. What is wrong? Why do anything about it? And how we're going to fight it. Secondly, a story. All great movements have a cool story. All of them. What is your story? What is your story? Every single movement has a cool story on how it got started. All of them. I need you to have a powerful, compelling story. Does this make sense? Good, good. And an action. A cause, a story, and an action. All talk, no action equals no results. All talk, no action equals no results. We understand that, right? I'm talking about what we're going to do. How we going to do it. Those barbershop conversations. What issue was it? It was when, like Trayvon Martin died and we had like just kind of a string of, famous murders at the hands of cops, right? I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Like, no more barbershop conversations unless you're going to follow it up with what you are going to do tomorrow morning. I don't want to hear what the government needs to do, what I need to do, what white people need to do, what black people need to do. I want to know what you are going to do. Don't talk me to death about what the issue is. All talk, no action. Now, what's also being said here is all action, no talk equals no results too when we're talking about a movement. We have to communicate. Listen, I have to keep Brandon behind that camera. Every now and again, he knows I'm going to talk about, listen, do you know what the next year of your life is going to look like when we keep moving forward? You got to keep painting the picture. As a leader, you have to keep painting the picture. You have to keep talking. You have to keep the conversation going. You can't say, yo, Brandon, I need you to record this. All right, record this. Record this. We're going to put this up. We're doing a lot of action, but we're not talking. We're not painting the picture. I got this from Jim Rohn. He said, they were talking about the disciples in the Bible. And Jesus got everybody together, got a squad together, and was like, yo, we are going to endure some hardships. They're not going to understand us, okay? They're going to kill us, okay? They're going to beat us. They're going to throw rocks at us, okay? They're going to accuse us. They're going to jail us. I'm telling y'all this right now. But in my Father's house, there are many mansions. Gold floors. Pearly gates. There's no sadness, right? And Jim Rohn, he kind of goes into it, and he said, well, I can imagine that some days they sit around like Jesus and say, yo, we had a really, really rough day. Can you tell us about them floors one more time? Can you tell us about them gates? You know what I'm saying? Just one more time. Do you mind? Can you tell us the story about your father's mansions? Because this hut ain't it. But you got to keep talking. Y'all got that note? Talk, 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 never act, no results. Act, 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 never talk, no results. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. Dr. Martin Luther King. Stop getting approval. Stop trying to get approval. All right, Tori, I got to talk about it, okay? So he has a brand, and I'm helping him shape his brand. It's one of my clients. Sometimes he'll ask a whole lot of people, that's not me, what his logo looks like or how he should move. Right? Am I right? Okay? And sometimes, I know you do it, he's looking for validation. I'll give him some advice, and he'll come back with something that totally goes against my advice. And he says, hey, what you think about this? What you're really looking to do is to get my approval on what you want to do anyway. So the first thing is, if you are going to look for a consensus, I need you to find somebody who knows what you're talking about. Okay? But if you are a leader, I need you to move forward. Rightfully, he can just do what he wants to do anyway without asking me. If you believe it in your heart, do it. Now, I'm here as a guide, as a bumper, but I could be wrong. I know how I built my brand. I know how I helped other people build their brand. But you might build something that nobody's ever heard before. Something you might surpass me. Stop looking for consensus everywhere. Value people's opinions, but at the end of the day, it's still your brand. Next slide. Next slide. Leadership requires two things: identification and consistency. Identification and consistency. Next slide. Identification. Be yourself. I don't have the hairline I used to have. It ain't all that funny, Jamal. Calm down. I don't. But I can keep this up. Right? So if it gets too high, I just cut it low so you can't really see the recession. You know what I'm saying? It's so embarrassing. But you ever see those people who get the magic marker type joint with their hairline here, right? And it looks fly in the club, but when the lights come on, they put their hat on, right? Or I'm like, ooh, who cut your hair? And they get too close, they nah, back up. You'll sweat that out. I don't know how you keep that up. You'd have to go to the barbershop every single week. See, me being myself, it's so easy to be me, I just cut it off. I'm good. I don't have to keep that up. I don't see. So I remember I was dating a girl a while ago, and she could not leave out the house or even let me see her without a certain level of makeup on. How do you keep that up? I need you to be yourself and be okay with being yourself. I need you to be okay with the way God made you. Nothing wrong with enhancements and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, you have to be yourself. Amen. Eventually, you'll change up. You can't be somebody else forever. Right? I can keep up this hairline, I'm telling you. I can take my hat off, put it on. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see me one day yo, your hairline was perfect, and today, I'm having a bad day. I couldn't get to my barber. Come on, be yourself. Say, be yourself. Be yourself. Good. Know where you're going. Remember, we talked about that, right? So we don't have to reiterate that. Know where you're going, the destination. We're going to Memphis, not just driving west, right? And we have to continue to redefine that. Okay, we have to continue to talk about that. Make sure we know where we're going. Okay, grow faster than the movement. Somebody explain that to me. Grow faster than the movement.
Things changing.
Say it again?
Things always changing.
Things are always changing, so you got to change.
Always thinking forward, like your next move.
Always thinking forward, your next move. Preparation. More importantly, faster than the people that are following you. There is pressure on me to continue to read more than Brandon. There's pressure on me to make sure I'm studying the industry more than the people that are following me. I want for him to have a question and I have an answer that he didn't think of. I have to continue to grow. Because the movement will not grow if you don't. And if the movement grows before, like, faster than you, there'd be some people, Brandon might be inclined to say, yo, I could really do this by myself. Listen, you follow me. Go a whole nother direction. Feel me? Is this making sense? Yeah. I need you to continue to study. I hang around Rob, yes, because he's cool, but he continues to stretch my thinking on every aspect. I have to watch what I say. Right, Brandon? Like, I got to watch what I say because he's going to correct me no matter what. 80% of the stuff I say, I'll say something and I'll be thinking I'm deep. You'll be like, no, but think of it this way. I'm like, got you. And I'll continue to follow him. He's growing faster than me. But the people that are following me, I have to grow faster than them. So the people that are like on your team, I need you to grow faster than them. I need you to stay ahead of the game. 2, consistency. How long will you stay on the same wave? People aren't following you because they don't know what wave you're going to be on the next time they see you. You got a different direction, different company, different product you selling, different message. It used to be high schools, Dom, and now it's colleges. Now we're talking to adults. Now it's single moms. Now it's like, right? How many people know somebody like that? How many people are like that sometimes? Come on, keep it 100. How long are you going to stay on the same wave? I need you to cut at that tree, the same spot, every single day, every time people see you. How many different waves have you been on? Promote one thing, sleep is for suckers. The message never changes. I teach entrepreneurship. My mentor said, yo, you're a terrible motivational speaker. I tried it. I tried being motivational. You know what I'm saying? And like screaming at people. Like, yo, you got to get off your butt. You got to work. He said, yo, you're terrible. He said, what you are good at, though, is teaching entrepreneurship. I need you to stay in your lane. I don't ever want you to get to a certain level of hypeness, okay? You ought to stop trying to motivate me because you're not motivational. Now, you guys might find some motivation in the presentation just naturally, but I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a teacher. I teach entrepreneurship simplistically. That's what I do. Every time, you will not see me trying to motivate you. I'm going to try to teach you something. When we first talked today, did I try to motivate you to build your brand? Just keep going.
No.
What do we talk about?
Teaching, educating.
Yo, listen, here's a number that you need. I need you to call this. Like, this is the way I need your shirts to be printed. There's some different quality things we need to learn. That's what I do. Not a motivator. Now, if you are a motivator, be that. Whatever it is you do, do that. And don't stop. Okay? And I think, Dom, you were trying to get it out by not telling us you're writing a book. Because if you change your mind, at least you ain't telling nobody. But now you told some people. Okay? You're like, I don't want to tell y'all, just in case y'all hold me accountable. I'm sorry. Next slide. I'm sorry. So I got off the wave one time. Honestly, I got off the waves one time. So y'all see this? This is like it's a coffee mug and a water bottle, right? I had this great idea where, I'm rocking at the kiosk for a little while, and I had this idea to, I went to this print shop, and they had this printer where you can print an image on this paper, use this convection oven or whatever, and you can put any image on a shot glass, a coffee mug, or a water bottle. I'm like, ain't that cool? Like, if you was in the mall and you could like really like take a selfie, send it to me, walk around the mall for 15 minutes, come back, and you got like 4 shot glasses with your face on it. That'd be dope, right? I thought so too. I thought it was genius. I started losing money. Because I had a kiosk downstairs with my clothes on it, what I do, and then I had this new thing upstairs, right? But I started losing money because I'm focusing so hard on building this other business that had nothing to do with my brand. I'm losing money here, and then because I'm giving less attention to my brand, I start losing money there. And then it started to divide. And then I met somebody, and they said, hey, you the guy that make the coffee mugs, right? I'm not the coffee mug guy. But I was so divided. They ain't know, it depends on who they meet. So if they meet you might say, yo, that's the Sleepless for Suckers guy. That's the author, speaker. He got a clothing brand, Sleepless for Suckers. And you saying, no, he make shot glasses and stuff. He like, no, I'm telling you, this is YouTube video. No, look, this is the shot glass I got. They don't know who they talking about. Now they're confused. You don't want to confuse your audience. Write that down. Don't confuse your audience as to where you're going. And a lot of times we do the confusing because we're confused. We don't know exactly where we're going. We're saying, yo, we're going to drive west. I want to get rich. What does that mean? I just want to get rich. Well, what does that mean? So what happened was, this is the kiosk experience. I took all the shot glasses and all that kind of stuff off the kiosk upstairs, and I put shirts and do what I do best. I do t-shirts, and I do motivation, I do books and stuff. So we had t-shirts on the downstairs kiosk, t-shirts on the upstairs kiosk. Business exploded. I wound up opening a store based off being on the same wave. Being on the same wave. Okay, next slide, next slide. We almost done. The growth of a follower is the true fruit of a leader. Write this down. You are not a leader until you create one. You are not a leader until you create one. I know you feel like you're a leader, but you're not leading nobody. So even in our coaching program, my ultimate goal is to create testimonies. That's what we talk about all the time. We have to create the stories. Jamal, extreme introvert. I'm going to break him out of that, teach him how to speak, and we're doing exercise, things like that. He's opening up. And now I don't have to sell people on my coaching package based on the success of me. I can say, yo, look at Jamal. Right. Look what we did for Dom. Look what we did for Tori. Look how his life has changed. Don't look at me. I'm talking about this program. Look what it's doing for other people. The growth of a follower is the true fruit of a leader. We all need something to believe in, okay? Just give the people hope, okay? We're going to keep going. Next slide. One individual can begin a movement that turns the tide of history. Y'all believe that? It just takes you, right? Like, I don't know where y'all come from, financial background, I don't know what your family does and all that kind of stuff, but I need you to know that you can change the whole trajectory of your whole lineage. You can change your whole family tree, okay? I come from a long line of broke. Everybody broke. Moms, aunts, uncles. I'm talking about extended family. I'm talking about like cousins of cousins, third, fourth cousin broke. And I'm feeling like, yo, in my bloodline, that's what we do. We just broke. That's just what we do. But it's going to take one person to change that. My boy Kendall, he wrote a book. His daughter wrote a book. He's writing books. His son's writing books. People in his organization writing books. Everybody's writing books. Now, I don't know how many books were in his family before that. But it took one person to do it. It's going to take one person to do it. Do you know if your family is average after you, it's your fault? You are average to this day because of your parents, and they couldn't teach you the game. I need you to grow. I need you to grow and change the tide of history for your entire family. Okay? Like, it's important. Anybody got kids? It's important for you to be successful. It's important. It's important to show them. It's going to be very hard to teach them you can be anything you want to be. If there's something that you want to be and you don't become it. That should be your why. Does this make sense? Where are you in the movement? Where are you in the movement? Who's the most important person in the movement? Everybody's important. You just need to know your role. Now, you don't have to be the leader of a movement to create one. You might be that person that can find somebody that has leadership ability and be the person that can promote that person. You got to be willing to do that. Is it about you or the movement? If I find somebody more articulate than me, if I find somebody with more leadership ability than me that can push this Black Wall Street tour movement forward and create these entrepreneurship colleges for kids, I'll fall in line. It's not about me, it's about the movement. So you just have to identify where you are. Anywhere is okay. Every role is important. Does this make sense? This is the last slide. Just run. Okay, I just need y'all to run. Give Forrest Gump a round of applause, please. And I'm almost done. So what did we learn through Forrest Gump's running?
Before he got a company, he ran a long way by himself.
Take that note. Take that note. He said before he got any company, he ran a long way by himself. I don't know why y'all are waiting for your business partners to be your business partners and to buy into your vision. And the reason they're not buying into your vision is because you're not running. You're not running. Listen, when I first started, I ain't wait. Like I'm telling you, it was a whole bunch of people say, yo, I'm going to help you build it. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going anyway. I told everybody, I'm going to go to these schools with or without y'all. I'm not waiting on y'all to create a movement. But the easiest way to create a movement is to move first. If he didn't start running, nobody's going to follow him. He had ran a while already. So it's not, he did have no direction, right? So when he got to nowhere, he's like, all right, I'm done. However, there's a whole bunch of powerful clues in here. My man just kept running. He wasn't worried about what people were talking about. How about all the people that he inspired along the way? He said, oh my gosh, yo, you're like a guy that got it all figured out. I'll follow you anywhere. Did Forrest Gump have it all figured out? No. Just movement. How about the people who made money based off his running? So there are a bunch of people in your circle, they're waiting for you to do something significant. Now, I don't know. It could have been, I don't know, Brandy had just recently left his job when I met him, but I believe that because I kept running and he's like, yo, I'll follow you. Let's just go with it. I'm going to change his life. Life change.